India is still fixated on the contours of its youth, being the youngest nation in the world. However, it is ignoring the wrinkling of its demographic. India's population is rapidly aging. By 2050, Niti Aayog projects that there will be 319 million senior citizens in India. The silver economy of India is currently valued at $7 billion and it is continuing to grow. Melodies of Hemant Kumar, Kishore Kumar, Mohammad Rafi fill the halls of Gustav House, a senior care facility in Gurugram. Senior citizens sit around a table engrossed in various activities. A majority of the seniors here at the facility have dementia and are taken care of by an army of nurses and support staff guided by Neha Sinha, a clinical psychologist and dementia expert.
So basically, I have been brought up by my grandparents. My mom was a single mom, so I spent a lot of time with in and around my grandparents and their friends. So that's why I think I always had a natural affinity towards spending time with elders. So originally, Epoch was founded to solve for loneliness and companionship. And this was in 2012. So we actually went into the homes of elders and spent time with them, took them out, and so on. This we did for about 2.5 years in Bombay, Delhi, and Pune. But then we realized that the actual need is for providing specialized care for elders when they get diagnosed with a specialized condition or a chronic condition for that matter. And there are really no options out there. The idea is to basically focus on providing quality of life along with the medical condition. So we focused on a very niche segment of residential care, which is assisted living homes. Today we have 6 care homes for elderly across Gurgaon and Pune. What we do is we take in elders with chronic conditions or neurodegenerative conditions, and we specialize in dementia and Parkinson's. Elders would come into an Epoch home and basically move in for life. Our care plans are designed to manage their medical conditions and also preserve their quality of life and look at other aspects like engagement or nutrition or cognitive well-being, social well-being, and so on.
Epoch is just one of many startups filling the gaps in elder care infrastructure in India. India's population is rapidly aging. By 2050, Niti Aayog projects that there will be 319 million senior citizens in India. The silver economy of India is currently valued at $7 billion and it is continuing to grow when it comes to home based care, assisted living facilities, or indeed independent living spaces for the elderly.
So I think the market is going to see a massive explosion in age tech, the way we call it the industry. Age tech as a segment are technology and other service providers who are in the aged care space. Globally, this is the US is $7 trillion market. India reports are in the $5 billion, $7 billion range. Forgetting the numbers, the simple point is that there are 140 million senior citizens, 100 million in rural, 40 million in urban elders. They're all spending money, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 rupees, and on different type of things where quality care is not up to the mark. So service providers who are able to meet aspirations for products, services, consume can create a massive silver economy, which can not just give employment, give better quality of care, but at some point of time also export this care to other parts of the world. So as India expands, care-based exports is going to become a massive untapped market. But first, we'll have to take care of our own elders.
The United Nations has already declared India as an aging population, and we will have more senior citizens here than children by 2046. According to United Nations Population Fund, India's elderly population will reach 20% of the total population by 2050, with the population above 80 witnessing a massive growth of 279% between 2022 and 2050. As people grow older and lose their independence, families are unable to provide necessary care, especially if children have migrated to other states or countries for work. Among the many startups providing assistance to the elderly is Imoha, which operates in an especially fertile space. While other business models are focused on senior care facilities, this company is not interested in providing housing. They provide at home care. And Niti Aayog projects India's home healthcare market to reach $27.2 billion by 2027.
Yeah, so historically, what we've seen is that the last mile of carers hold the care together, right? And we've seen a lot of breakages that happens there because carers are not trained, they are not don't know how to supervise. So Imoha decided to create a layer of Imoha daughters who are trained in geriatric care, who come from backgrounds in healthcare and hospitality. And that experience, clubbed with technology in your own neighborhood, these three things became the hallmark of Imoha. That we are there to coordinate the care at home, meaning that your maid, your carer may not know how to take care, but our Imoha daughter knows. She's in the neighborhood, she can come home, train your persons. And you, my friend, if you're in Boston or in Bangalore or wherever, don't have to worry because she's there. She is your partner to help take care of elders when they need it the most. And because of technology, because of geriatric care protocols, it is able to do it the right way. With elders, whether it is women or men, as they age from 60s to 80s and beyond, there are very unique needs that they have. And these needs change and evolve basis healthcare condition. So somebody who has dialysis will need to be going to the hospital 3 times in a week, but somebody who's a young bureaucrat who's just retired wants to spend the next 5 years traveling, they have a very unique need. Imoha brings all of these things together in a holistic manner in their own home. At the same time, we also have Epoch care homes where, in case you're not able to manage care in your own home, you have an Epoch beautiful home designed for senior citizens, managed for care needs in assisted living and memory care, where you can move in should you need to.
And how many Epoch homes do you have right now?
So we have close to about 6 Epoch homes, 4 in Gurgaon and 2 in Pune, and close to about 170,000 elders who stay in their own home and enjoy Imoha's benefits in their own home.
And what is the kind of holistic need that most people go for? Like when you look at your market, what is the service that most people are subscribing for?
So, healthcare typically tends to be the one common link. And while healthcare providers, there are tons and tons of healthcare providers. I think the differentiation is when you provide healthcare, keeping in a long-term mindset. Elders tend to be having longitudinal needs, meaning that when you have dementia or you have dialysis or depression, you cannot just put a pill and solve it. It's a long-term solution. So for us, the Imoha daughter is the long-term approach. The way that we stitch technology is long-term. The way we are able to give a care plan, we call it the ABC of care: assessment, blueprint, coordination. All of that long-term approach ensures that the family are in top and in control of how to care for your parents. You don't have to not know, you don't have to become a geriatric expert, but you can partner with Imoha as an enterprise or as an individual and apply that care to your parents.
Members of Imoha through WhatsApp groups also plan extensive tours to different states and even countries. Down South Kites, a Bengaluru based startup co founded by Rajgopala Ji, who serves as the CEO, has found another intervention point to assist the elderly, and it lies in the post hospitalization care. Founded in Bengaluru in 2016, the company has neighborhood facilities where senior citizens can get medical consultation, and gradually they have also established centers for post hospitalization and palliative care.
So when there is a sickness or ailment, people go to hospitals, get admitted, and recover and come out, or they can post surgery get out. But once they are outside the hospital, that's a very important phase for them to recover or do well or to be taken care of. So there are three areas which we identified that we wanted to specialize in, which takes care of almost majority of the requirements of elders outside the hospital. Namely, one is post-hospitalization or post-operative rehabilitative care. It is also called as transitional care, where our focus is on optimal recovery within an optimal period of time for seniors. So that's the rehabilitative care. Second large bucket that we work on is the palliative care, which also has a connotation to hospice, where people who are suffering from life-threatening diseases or disorders require pain management or comfort care during the larger part of their end of life, actually. And so, therefore, we specialize in pain management for delivering superior palliative care and hospice. And lastly, memory care. We realized that memory care issues were growing, especially with a lot of awareness. People were able to differentiate between old age related symptoms versus dementia and memory care issues. So we specialize in dementia care as well as the third bucket, where we provide comfort care, cognitive rehabilitative programs, so on and so forth, for people with memory care issues, predominantly Alzheimer's in our context. So
Okay.
these are the three areas that we specialize, and all the three areas are care provided in our own care centers. We also continue the care from our care centers to the residents of the elders once they move out of our care center. So we cover the genre of care home and home care as well.
So, is there a gap in the availability of specialized care for the elderly in India in general? Do we need more such spaces?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. And that gap also comes because there are very few people who are trained in doing so. So, geriatric care resources are very limited in India, and geriatricians, for that matter, or geriatric nurses are very few and far between. So, now, in the recent past 1 or 2 years, we are now seeing, departments that are focusing on the need for, doing these kind of trainings. But erstwhile in the last decade, that was a major struggle for us. And why it's important is because the needs of an elder are different than you and me. So, just like there is pediatric science, there's also geriatric science. So, how an elder needs to be fed, or how an elder needs to be assisted while grooming or bathing, or what kind of activities would give them purpose, is not just an art but also a science. So, it's important that we keep this in mind while providing or creating a solution for an elder.
Rajgopalaji is the CEO of another startup called Serene Communities, which focuses on building retirement homes and real estate for the elderly, focused in the southern part of the country. Real estate for independent senior living is booming, and how? Industry wise, can you tell me about the independent living spaces in real estate? How much is it booming? What is the potential here?
From independent living, which is also called as a retirement home, is very much in the nascent stage. Now, from a market size perspective, I think there are very big numbers that are being put on the table. But let me give you some recent reports where the current estimated market or a demand for a retirement home in India is somewhere in the region of around 3.5 to 4 lakh units. That's the latest published report. Contrary to that, the existing and available inventory is only about 20 to 25,000, with probably another 5 to 10,000 under construction in different stages in India, right? So that gives a perspective in terms of demand versus supply, number one. Number two, it's not rocket science for us to figure out that there is a huge wave of seniors that's going to hit us in the next 10, 20 years. People who are in their 40s and 50s will move into their 60s and 70s in the next 10 to 20 years. We'll have to be prepared for that. That volume is very, very huge. It is estimated that in another 15, 20 years, we'll have another about, I would say, 10 to 15 crores of seniors getting added to the portfolio of existing 10 to 11 crores. So the market size is huge. And from a dollar value perspective, I think they are taking this industry to be anywhere over $15 billion at this point in time.
Senior real estate, once concentrated in the southern part of the country, is now rapidly growing towards the north and west of the country. We visited two such properties in Bhiwadi by Ashiana and Antara, which is in Dehradun. In the real estate market, the independent spaces carved out especially for the elderly, that is one space which is booming across the country. I'm standing at one such space which actually had the first mover advantages among the first and the finest real estate independent living spaces carved out for the elderly. This place is called Antara and it is based out of Dehradun. Now, this place is for the super rich. There are also other places popping up across the country in Delhi NCR, regions like Bhiwadi, Noida, Gurgaon, and then down south near Puducherry, Coimbatore, and all these places provide a sense of community and also add layers to care for the elderly, like immediate hospitalization. There are panic buttons in each room which the elderly can press if there is a fall, if there's an emergency, and immediate care is provided to them. Such facilities are available at this place Antara where I'm standing, as well as at other independent spaces for the elderly. And here elderly are taken care of in various aspects. There's a wellness center nearby, there is a hospital nearby, then there are different activities organized, such as playing cards, playing billiards, playing chess. And then there are cultural activities such as participating in plays, putting up dance performances, singing. As the structure of the Indian family changes from nuclear to joint family, the elderly need more care, and their children might not be living with them. They might be abroad or different or working in different cities within the country. And so such spaces help the elderly not only find a sense of community but also the care that one needs as they reach advanced stages. We met various elderly here at Antara, which is a luxury retirement living experience, and they spoke about their experiences. Among them was Anita Maitra from New Delhi, who moved here 4 years ago with her husband, suffering from Parkinson's disease.
I had heard about Antara in 2013. I had heard about it, but never really thought of relocating. We were very happy, very comfortable in our Delhi house. But I had a little worry in my mind as we were getting old that what if one of us gets unwell? Who takes care of us? Our children are there, but immediately what happens? So all these, and now Delhi can be quite a, quite an overwhelming place, city to live in. And then COVID happened, and that changed everything. The lockdowns happened. All our domestic help decided to leave. They all went away, and there I was doing the jharu pocha, cleaning, cooking, even the driveways, the washrooms, and that's when I decided this can't be my life. I couldn't be going through this. And as I told you before, that my husband has had Parkinson's for a very long time, and obviously I was worried for him too that he was not getting his physiotherapy, uh, you know, and if I have to go to the doctor, nothing was happening. So then I saw this advertisement about Antara again on Facebook. I just clicked the button and they called me. They gave me a full Zoom meeting and then they brought us here. And when I came here, I was blown away. All the services and everything. And thereafter, we decided to move here. And believe you me, this has been a great, great blessing. I feel very fortunate that I am living here. The ambience, it's like living in your own apartment, independent apartment. It's a seniority living, but it doesn't feel like that. I have my own apartment to do what I want. I have my privacy, and there's a very nice, active social life. There are many activities planned out for us, but most of all, the services that we get. That's awesome. And the medical, I'm no longer scared. You know, there are panic alarm buttons in every room. If you see, I can show you, there's a box which contains our medical files, that if there's just one person here and suddenly has to be taken to the doctor, the medical files are there so that they can access all our information. And if at all one of us is unwell, immediately the clinical staff arrive. And it's like having those caring eyes all around you.
The independent senior living projects typically have hospice and care centers in their vicinity to provide immediate attention should an elderly need it. Managing Director of Antara Senior Living elaborates on what these additions are.
which are renowned for designing senior living facilities.
Okay.
That's how the conceptualization began. The focus was on three things. One is obviously what is senior friendly infrastructure, and you must have noticed there are several nuances to that in terms of materials used, anti-skid tiles, grab bars, no sharp edges, etc. And also what kind of services they will need to improve their quality of life. So whether it was wellness services, engagement services, engaging them in hobby classes, etc., etc. So they laid down 7 pillars of wellness from physical, mental, social, occupational, environmental, etc.
Right.
And that's what became the concept, of how to impact quality of life. So that's how the journey started.
Back in Bhiwadi, we visited Ashiana Housing, which is not a luxury project but a posh residential space nonetheless. Here also residents keep themselves busy in various indoor games, planning spontaneous trips to the countryside and chatting on the poolside. For seniors, living at such facilities is also a great way to live comfortably on their own without any additional burden of responsibilities.
I don't know. When I die, I'll go to heaven.
Hmm.
I don't know about that heaven, but this is the heaven for me. And I'm enjoying every single minute
Hmm.
of staying in Asha.
So, can you tell me a bit about your journey, how you found this place, why you decide to settle here?
Do you want me to tell you earlier journey, tough journey?
Huh? Whatever you
Yeah.
like. Hmm.
Actually, I was married to a naval officer. My husband was chief engineer. And I sailed with him to various places. But unfortunately, I lost him at an early age. When I was 45, I lost him. And I had two children, a daughter and a son. So I couldn't cry when because it was a challenge in front of me to look after them and give them strength. And I'm so lucky to have those children. My son is done engineering from IIT Delhi, and my daughter did medicine from Lady Harding. Both are well settled and in US. And I was simply high school chemistry teacher.
Hmm.
And I used to enjoy my job.
Hmm.
But after retirement, I had to move to my children. I went to San Francisco and Connecticut. I stayed there for 15 years. But still, there was some little girl was missing in my mind. I wanted to live life on my terms and conditions. But, it's very nice to stay with the children, but children have their own busy life all the time. They are so stressed these days. There's a lot of competition. So I thought I should find my heaven somewhere else. And basically, I'm Indian and I love India. And I decided to come to this place. My friend suggested me, then go to Ashiana Nirmay and Diwali and see whether you like it or not. So I came all the way from Delhi and I saw this place. First time I was impressed, but then I had to prepare myself to, break the cut the umbilical cord and come to this place. So after 1 year, I decided, but didn't have very active life there. As you know, my parents are looking after grandkids and doing the chores. And after 1 year, I made up my mind. I'm going to stay here. So I rented one BHK, and I love this place. I do swimming. I play billiard. I listen to the doctors talk, and only thing you have to come out and take part in activities.
For the print, this is Shubhangi Misra reporting from Dehradun.